Hello, I have returned, and I'm going to try holding the phone pretty far from my face so that hopefully it doesn't pick up my breathing as much. So, today's video, I thought I would start with how do you get an idea of how old your orchid is? Maybe I should be looking at this one first. The one with the keiki that really everybody knows how old it is. Um, how do you know? How can you get an idea of how old your phalaenopsis is, at least? Well, it's really rather simple. It's not a very complicated concept. And I wouldn't be surprised if you beat me there now that you've thought about it for a moment. And that is simply the thickness of the stem or the trunk or the vine. Basically, it's the same with any plant. Just depends on, is it a trunk, a stem, a vine? um, Depending on how the thing grows. If it's a tree, it would be a trunk. You get it. So, like I say, it's really rather intuitive. See if I can get this off there. Okay, the little clip can stay. I wonder what I filmed when I was taking the clip loose. And you can see already, trying to, like I say, keep it away from my face for the sound of my breathing. Doesn't seem that bad, but it sure comes through on the audio sometimes. But clearly the keiki's stem isn't nearly as large as the mother plant. And yeah, I do still wonder if the mother plant is not in itself a keiki because of that crack. Yeah, you can kind of see. I don't know if I'm focus doesn't seem to be the best. But I still wonder if that's the plant continuing or if it in itself is a keiki. But either way, the point, put it against the white background, you can see the difference in the size of the stem. The little keiki has got a rather pathetic stem, and the older plant, maybe, has got a quite a bit larger stem. So, like I said, that's pretty self-explanatory. And the other thing, you can see that third leaf coming out now. So the baby's got a third leaf, and I kind of want to see if we can get it filmed. The other's two or three leaves, depending on if that's a keiki or not. So you got two or three on the parent plant and three on the young one. So we've got little skinny, a little bit thicker, and then I'll just set her down. We'll go to this one. And as far as the keiki is concerned, I think I just broke a root. If I did, I did. As far as the keiki is concerned, this one's a bit older. The stem, not a whole lot bigger. But I would say it's got a bigger stem than the true keiki. I'll call it, the one coming out the side of the other plant. It's thicker than that, but, not a lot there. It almost looks like a, oh, here I go, trying to think of another orchid again when I really specialize in phalaenopsis. Anyway, there's a Telumnia. Almost looks like a very large Telumnia. There we go. I got it. I succeeded. Okay, so that one, I would say that this is probably rather close to the age of the, oops, other purple one over there. Okay, so sacrificed a root, possibly. Then we have this one. Let go of the fish tank, would you please? I would say that's a little thicker yet. And I'm fairly certain that the plant is a little older. So that's probably your best shot of how thick its root is. This is the one with the roots that just kind of go on forever. They're, well, I don't know, maybe a little more than a foot long. So then there's that one. I think it might be a little older than the, boy, this is tough to do one-handed. I've got no idea where the camera keeps going. Then there's that one. We do have a couple more leaves floating around in the tank. And that's because this one over here that got really upset with the cold temperatures, it lost a couple more of its ugly leaves. Clearly still has one. It, you can see the stem there at my fingers. That's more or less the base. It's got quite a long stem. Not a lot of leaves. We're coming to that one next. Not a lot of leaves, but quite a bit of stem where it's been growing for, I don't know, 6 years or so. Still, its stem's not all that much thicker. So, it's not a perfect way of getting an idea of how old your plant is. This one's got just a few leaves at the end, partially because of, like I say, the cold damage that everybody went through. So it's not a real good distinction of age. But I think this one and the other white one behind it, if this one is in fact the other white one, I bought them at the same time. So it kind of makes sense that their stems are similar. And really yeah, this one overall might have a longer stem, but who's to say that some hasn't broken off of the other one? So the length of the stem could give you an idea. I've gotten so close to my mouth again, but yeah. So the length of the stem could give you an idea, but I think the more accurate would be the thickness of the stem. And the good news with this one is, yes, that is a leaf in there. So it's not going to completely wither up and die if it started growing again. There's the leaf. So it might have an ugly leaf and some distorted leaves, but it's going to be okay. It started growing again. If it'll stay on there. What am I? Now for the big old beast, as I like to think. Oh, goodness, it's heavy. There you go. Lots of stem. There's quite a bit of stem in my hand just to hang on to it. I think this thing weighs as much as my dog. And then leaves on leaves on leaves. And this is a pretty substantial stem. It is pretty clear, I would think. Maybe more clear in person than in video. But I would think it's pretty clear that stem is thicker. The plant is certainly heavier. It's noticeably heavier. And there's no pots, so yeah, it's all plant. I would say that this plant is, 5 times as heavy as the others. No new leaf. Except that is the new leaf. It's kind of clear, isn't it? That's a new leaf. And yeah, so that's a beast. I think of it as a beast. I really don't remember the blooms. I bought everybody in bloom, so I should know, but I don't. I'm trying to stifle a cough again. Last 2 videos now. It's not good. I'll go ahead and cough. Hang on. I even tried getting a drink before starting the video. Try to head that off at the pass, I guess, but it didn't really work. Okay, so that is, an idea. And like I said, you probably got there before I actually said it. The thought's not all that complicated. And I thought this video was going to be longer because I was going to talk about some other things. For the life of me, I can't think of what those other things were, other than that one having a new leaf, the baby having a leaf, and I forgot. Did this little one have a new leaf? No, it didn't. And it doesn't appear to need a drink of water either. I really thought this video would be longer because I had more to say. The bamboo is doing well. This one, if I step over here, hasn't turned upward. Kind of hoping it will, but as of yet, it hasn't done a significant effort on that. This one, that is a new leaf in there. I don't know if you can see it. I don't think you can really see it. Yeah, that leaf is damaged. But it's growing again. So, I think the cold damage has pretty much, we've seen what we're going to see of it. I stick my finger in there occasionally so I can see the time. That time I made it dramatic and obvious. But it's not always a mistake. I do that from time to time to take a look at the time. But I think that kind of concludes this rather pathetic video. Like I said, I thought there was going to be more that I was going to talk about, but I guess I was wrong. So I'll just go ahead and end it here. Short, but why not? Why not a short one now and again? Okay. Talk to you next time.